Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League for our Sunday Championship. I'm with the League 3 guys, and this week for what round are we at? We are at round 6, surprisingly enough. It's coming around quick, isn't it? Yeah, for round 6 we are in Australia, in New South Wales, a little town called Bathurst, and we are at the Mt Panorama circuit. Fantastic street circuit set in well, actually half of it is in the mountain of Mountain Panorama. That's where it gets its name from, surprisingly enough. Anyway, we'll go on a little bit more about the track. It is quite an interesting track. What we'll do, I do just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, and that's GG, the energy drink for gamers, and to Eldridge Air Conditioning. I really want to say thanks to those guys for helping us get these races. Also to Harry Poppins and Phaser. They both share the races for us, and I say it every week, but without them obviously we wouldn't be able to bring these races to you, so thanks to those guys for that. Now we've got 12 laps, we've got 2 races, 12 laps in each race, and yeah, we'll get on with it, shall we? We'll have a look down the grid. This is after 10 minutes of qualifying, so we'll go down the grid, we'll get the race started, and then we can have a chat about the track. As I say, it's a pretty interesting track really. So out on pole, we've got Enzo Jack, we've got Wayne G in second, we've got Bazza third, Scott is fourth, Harry Poppins is fifth on the grid, 6 is Frowny, Aussie Rooster 7th, Pete is 8th, Phaser 9th, Thingamajig is 10th, Molepiece 11th, Viking is 12th, and DB is 13th. So 3 missing. They wandered off into the outback apparently, and nobody's seen them since. There was mention of dingoes out there, whatever dingoes are. I think there's some sort of dogs or wolves, so who knows, those guys could have been, well, we dread to think, don't we? But the 3 of them are missing, so it's 13 on track. So we'll change back to the normal camera, and we will get this race underway. It's a rolling start as normal. Race 1, just an out-and-out sprint. The rules are get round as fast as you can. That's about it. Soft tyres are going to be used by all of the guys out there. So for 12 laps, let's have some fun, and away they go. Now the guys at the back unfortunately do have to start around just as they approach turn 23, but gives them a little bit of a disadvantage, but they've got the start finish straight to try and catch up. You can just see DB just lost a little bit of ground on the rest of the pack, but he'll pick it up when we get onto the mountain straight, as we are now, and head up towards the hills. Fantastic shot there, look, you can see in the background, well actually you can see some of the houses as DB goes flying by Viking. So whatever has happened to Viking, I'm not sure, but he finds himself now down in 13th. So we'll just go back up to the top and follow Enzo Jack as he now gets into this mountain section through the cutting. And this is where it all gets very tricky. There are high barriers all around, so stop you driving across people's front lawns and keeping you on track. Very tricky section this is. Through the S's, through the parks, at the highest point of the track at the minute, and then we start the descent. And as soon as we go under this bridge, we're into what they call the Dipper, and it's a downhill twisty section. And this is where all the accidents tend to happen, but these guys seem to be making it look pretty easy actually. As I say that, Peter gets it a little bit wrong, but has managed to keep facing the right way. Who's that? That's Aussie. As Rooster has picked up half a second penalty. So back up to the top then. Enzo Jack now, he's got himself onto the Conrad Straight. This is an extremely long downhill straight. I'm not quite sure how long it is, but it's bloody long. And now what the track officials did many years ago is they put a little chicane bit in, and that's what they're just coming up to now. And the idea behind this was to try and slow the cars down, because they were going too quick, believe it or not, by the time they got to Murray's Corner, which is turn 23, as Enzo Jack is about to hit now. So that's lap 1 for Enzo Jack, Bazza and Wayne G. Scott still sitting in 4th, Harry Poppins in 5th, Brownie 6th, then we've got Aussie Rooster, Phaser, Thingamajig, Molepiece in 10th, Viking back up to 11th, Peter 12th, and DB down in 13th. So that was lap 1. completed by everybody. No major upsets really. So as I say, I'll just mention about the track in these early days. The difference in height between the lowest point and the highest on this track is 174 meters. So the highest point being at the top of the mountain, and through the park you've got Solomon Park, Panorama Park, and then you go through Skyline, the S's. That's the highest part. The lowest part obviously is where the main straight is, in between Murray's Corner and Hell Corner, which is turn 1. So a little bit of info about the track. Enzo Jack then still leading, and as we go down, we'll just see guys are spreading out just a little bit. Aussie Rooster and Phaser entering the mountain section now through Quarry Corner, and then up onto the park, so through Fog Hollow onto Solomon Park, which is what we've just been talking about, and then up through McPhillammy Park, and that's the highest point then of the track. And you can see then the guys just disappear down that hill, which is the Dipper. So these guys, well, actually making it look very easy, to be fair. Nobody's come unstuck yet, and this track, it really does tend to grab people and dish out the penalties as well. But these guys are making me out to be a bit of a liar, aren't they? They're having a great race at the minute. Viking and Peter, two teammates there, battling away at the back. Now this is where you can get into the slipstream. So if we jump on board with Viking, he's trying to catch up to Molepiece. He's in the slipstream, but then again he's got Peter following him down. Now Peter is going to get closer and closer and closer. There's a little kink in the road just about here, and this is usually where the passes are made, but Viking slammed the door firmly shut on his teammate then, and then it's hard on the brakes to get into that chicane. Back on the power again, still going downhill towards Murray's Corner, which is turn 23, and then we're around onto the start finish straight, across the line to start lap 3. Now if you're doing a grid start, the actual starting position is different to the finishing position on this track, strangely enough. But there we go, another bit of useless information. And Viking now right in the slipstream of Molepiece. He's getting properly up the smelly end, isn't he? Is he going to be able to make a move before they get to Griffin's Bend, which is turn 2? Viking is going to have to go around the long way. Molepiece is defending and defending well, so Viking wants this. He's got to go the long way round. Thought better of it. Good defending from Molepiece as they start the climb now. And they're going to go into this left-hander, which is the cut-in at turns 3, 4, and then you've got 5 and 6, 7, which is Quarry. This right-hander just coming up. Careful not to hit the barriers, and you don't want to take too much curb either there, because that will unsettle the car. This is a very tricky section as well. You want to keep the power down, but you don't want to be clipping that barrier on the left. Then it's across the park section into the S's. Wave to the crowd on the right, they're all waving to us. And then as soon as we go under the R8 sign, it is hard on the brakes as we go into the Dipper again. Trying to brake in a straight line, but keep the momentum going. And Viking doing a fantastic job here of just sticking on Molepiece's tail. Now the idea is he's got a great exit out of Forest Elbow, which is turn 18. Hard on the power now as you go down the hill, get into the slipstream, and hopefully make your move before you get to that little kink in the road, so you can get back onto the racing line to hit the corner at the Chase at turn 21. Let's just follow. We'll just stick with Viking to see whether we can make this move. Molepiece trying to defend it. See, Molepiece is on the actual racing line. Viking trying to go up the inside. Couldn't quite pull it off there though. Good effort though. He's all over Molepiece. Really is applying the pressure, isn't he? So let's just go back up to the top, and we'll work our way down and have a look, see what's happening. Enzo Jack, he's coming under all sorts of pressure from Bazza. Now Bazza's into the slipstream. He's got Scott about a car, maybe 2 car lengths behind. Oh, a slurp of coffee is needed, I think. I can feel the old throat starting to dry up already. As Enzo Jack goes defensive into Griffin's. So Bazza just having to stay behind him, although that's allowed Scott to get a little bit closer. So Bazza thought about making the move, didn't he? Backed out at the last minute, but as I say, that's allowed Scott up. Now Bazza taking a very wide line into that turn into turn 4, and usually people tend to stick to the inside, but maybe Baz has got it right, and that's the way to go. So that's your top 3. I'm trying to drink my coffee before it goes cold. Wayne G he's in 4th, Harry Poppins in 5th with Frowny in 6th, so another group of 3. So you've got the first 3 trying to get away from these guys, and then you've got this little group of 3 as well, having their own private little battle. This is for P4. There's Frowny just sticking on the back of Harry Poppins. Just go down. Aussie Rooster, now he's finding himself all on his lonesome as he goes around the final turns up in the mountains through Forest Elbow and onto the straight. You can just about see the guys up ahead, so that's his target, to try and catch up to the back of them. Then we've got Phaser sitting in 8th. Not that far behind is Thingamajig in 9th. Now, if you do want to see some great racing and some fantastic commentary as well, I have to say, if you head over to Thingamajig's racing channel, he covers the League of Champions on a Sunday, and those boys really do know how to race. They're in the GT3s, and as I say, Thingamajig covers those races, does a commentary from it, and what a brilliant job he does as well. So yeah, definitely head over to his channel, get signed up, get subscribed, and yeah, you're in for a treat over there with Thingamajig. Molepiece in 10th. He's well, he's being closely followed by Pete. Pete wants to get very up close and personal to Molepiece, so Molepiece got a bit more defending to do. Viking down in 12th now. I'm not sure what's happened to Viking. He must have had a bit of an issue as he'd gone across the mountain. He seemed to be doing quite well, actually. He was up there with Molepiece, and found catching something now as Pete and Molepiece race up towards Griffin's Bend, this right-hander. But Pete was going to be making a move on him, and then we've got DB down in 13th, trying desperately to catch up to the back of Viking, so he's got somebody to race against. Still out in front though is Enzo Jack, and making it look very easy actually. He's not quite got the fastest lap, he's on a 2:13.4, whereas Baza at the minute has got a 2:13.1. So these two really setting the pace, although Scott's there as well. He's not letting him get away. In fact, Scott looks like he's about ready to challenge Baja, although you do not want to be doing it through this section. Just bide your time, Scott. Get around this corner, around Griffin's Bend, onto the Forest Elbow, sorry, onto the Comrade Straight, through turn 19. Now you can get your foot down, get into that slipstream and make your move on Baza just before we get to the chase. So we're just going to follow Scott. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he is. He's pulled out. Not a lot really that Baza can do about that. As I say, the slipstream really does help on this long straight down the hill into the chase. They go out the other side, and then it is still downhill towards turn 23 and Murray's Corner, obviously named after the famous commentator. Not quite as famous as me, obviously, but he was quite well known back in the day. Was our Murray Walker. Although I think that's who it's named after. Who else would it be? Not the Mint. Murray Mint? I don't know, it might be. Is that Australia? Never mind. But Baza now down in 3rd. He's got some chasing to do. He needs to get a bit closer to Scott actually. But these three starting to pull a little bit of a gap back to Wayne G. Not much though. You can see about, well, by looking at those signs, we're about 50 metres, something like that. So Wayne G, we know, is very quick. So the guys in front, the three in front, must be really going for it. Takes a very brave driver to drive quickly around this track. You can see that there's just barriers absolutely everywhere. In fact, we'll jump on board with Harry Poppins and get his view as we come across the top of the mountain, and you can see there is just nowhere to go. There is a little bit of grass there to try and trip you up if you get your wheels on there, but even if you do and the car spins, it's just going to slam you into the barrier. The bit on the right there is about the only safe place to crash, if there is such a thing as a safe place to crash. because it throws you onto the kitty litter, and it will slow you down a lot. But you crash around here and there is only one place you are going to end up, and that is nose planting the wall. Good exit out of Forest Elbow is what you need, and it looks like Harry Poppins has got that, so he's still managed to stay with Wayne G. Brownie just sitting there in 6th position at the minute. Now Harry Poppins, he's going to get into the slipstream with Wayne G. Same as Frowny's in the slipstream, but are they close enough to get a move done? It's going to be a bit of a throw it up the inside if he does, but no, Harry Poppins thinks better of it. He's just playing the long game. We're only on lap 6 of 12. Oh, he is starting to go car, don't I? Some people can do it, I can't. Oh, a bit of a rare mistake from Wayne G there. That's allowed Harry Poppins to get right up close and personal as we head down towards Hell Corner at turn 1. Hard on the brakes now then. A great exit is what we need from here for Harry Poppins if he's going to make the move on Wayne G. He's right up the chuff, and now he's pulled out. Now the race is on. It's going to be a drag race up the hill. Wayne G just has the edge at the minute. Maybe Harry Poppins didn't want to pull out that quickly. Kind of got forced into it though, and he's now on the outside as Wayne G. Oh no, has he got the move done? I think he has. They're still side by side. Well, we're going to have to go back and have a look at this, aren't we? Fantastic racing from these two guys. You can just about get 2 cars wide into Griffin's, and that's exactly what we've got. Was there contact? I don't think there was, as Harry's still hanging it round the outside, although he has got the inside line now as we come up to the mountain section. Great bit of racing between those two. Harry Poppins managing to get the move done and move ahead of Wayne G. So Harry up into 4th, Wayne G down into 5th, Brownie is 6th. Fantastic racing from those guys through the cut-in and the entrance into the mountain. Brownie now still in there. He still fancies a piece of this. In fact, all 3 of these guys are thinking about getting on the podium. And let's have a look. Where's Enzo Jack? Well, he's not that far away. Well, what's happened to Enzo then? Let's just well, we've got to go back quite a way, haven't we? So apologies for that. But Enzo Jackie was leading and is now down in 3rd. So let's have a look what's happened. Scott's out in front now. Bazza in 2nd with Enzo Jack in 3rd. So whatever happened, it wasn't a major disaster because he is still... Oh, would you say that was Bazza? Bazza just kisses the wall. A rare mistake from him. Well, let's just have a look what's happened as we go down towards the dipper. He's trying to get that car slowed down. Yeah, he just lost a little bit of momentum, a little bit of control, and nose planted the wall, but he's managed to stay in 2nd. Now, as I say, it's not the easiest of places to overtake anybody, so Bazza very fortunate there. Now, has he got damage? He has got a bit of damage at the front, which will get itself sorted out. Remember, these cars fitted with the nanobots, they are self-repairing, but it does take a bit of time, and Enzo Jack is having to go across the grass to take that position. It was the slipstreaming that's helped there, but poor old Bazza now down in 4th. He's just been mugged. Enzo Jack, Harry Poppins both went through. So Bazza down to 4th. Wayne G is in 5th. He's all ready to pounce on Bazza as well. So that one slight mistake has cost Bazza a couple of places, maybe another place as well if Wayne G can get by. And who's that that's going across the grass again? Is that Bazza? Really is not a lot of room on this track. But these 4 guys really are very close. In fact, let's have a look. So Scott's trying to get away, isn't he? And he has opened up quite a decent gap. Then we've got Enzo Jack leading this little group. So we've got Enzo Jack, we've got Harry Poppins in 3rd, getting closer and closer with every corner. Then we've got Bazza in 4th, Wayne G is 5th, and Frowny is 6th. Frowny desperately looking for a way by Wayne G so he can get on after the guys in front of him. all of these guys are thinking about getting on the podium at this minute. We are at lap 8 of 12. We're just going to go down a little bit. Aussie Rooster in 7th. Thingamajig, he is in 8th, still looking comfortable. Is Thingamajig. He has got Phaser chasing him down. Oh, as Phaser has a bit of a scrape with the wall, just lost a little bit of control as he came out of the cut-in and into turn 6 there, but he's still facing the right way. So Thingamajig able to get away a little bit further from Phaser, so he can breathe and have a little bit of a relax for a minute, although you can't really relax when you go across this these mountain tops. So that's Thingamajig still in 8th then, Phaser in 9th. Pete in 10th. So these guys spreading out now at the back. Viking in 11th. Then we've got Molepiece in 12th. He's just coming into the dipper now. A few bumps and scrapes on that car. So that paintwork will need touching up. Oh no, that's not what you want to be doing there. As good job he ghosted there. And Molepiece, has he got a? Yeah, he's just got the car restarted. So Molepiece unfortunately finds himself down in 13. Has got damage, so that's going to slow him down a bit. DB, as we saw, went through in 12. He's now got a clear track ahead of him and behind. But back up to the top now. Current race leader now, he is looking to open up quite a decent gap, isn't he, Scott? So he's hoping he can just cruise in to the finish over the next 3 laps. Looking at the fastest lap, he's got it at the minute at 2:12, and he's gone purple in that sector as well. I'm just going to finish my cold coffee off now. Right, Enzo Jack in 2nd. He's moved up a place, so he's chasing Scott down. Still wants to stay on the podium, doesn't he, Jack? Harry Poppins now in 3rd. Bazza in 4th. Then the battle really is hotting up between Bazza, Frowny and Wayne G. As I say, any one of these guys could end up on the podium. At the minute, Harry Poppins and Enzo Jack desperately trying to get away from them to secure their places up there, but Bazza and Frowny and Wayne G are not that far behind. You just seen Bazza there get a purple sector, so he's currently looking at a fast lap. And who's that that's gone off? It's Frowny. Frowny got it a little bit wrong through the dipper. Couldn't quite get it slowed down. Good car controller, managed to catch it, and he's back on track and racing, although that has, well, that's just took the pressure off Wayne G a little bit, and if Frowny's not careful, he's going to have Aussie Rooster all over the back of him. So he's still sort of bumping and pinballing his way around the mountain section, is Frowny, as he comes out of it and down onto the Conrad Straight. Needs to take a few deep breaths and gather himself up again and get his head back in it, because as I say, Aussie Rooster is not that far away now, and he's going to be challenging for P6 within the next few turns. Thingamajig in 8th. Now Phaser has caught him up, so Phaser has had a good mountain section and has now got onto the back of Thingamajig. So is Phaser thinking about making a move on him, getting himself up into P8? Now I'm not sure if the livery's not quite right on Phaser's car. I'm not sure. There's a couple of cars that look pretty similar. I think that's just a stock livery. It does happen, unfortunately. But Phaser's still pushing Thingamajig. Into Hell's Corner they go for the 10th time. So 3 laps to go as Phaser gets right up in the slipstream of Thingamajig. So we'll chase him up towards Griffin Bend. Thingamajig, well, he's not really gone defensive, has he? He's just sort of stuck the car in the middle of the road, which is probably the right thing to do, as Phaser looks to make a move as they go into Griffin's. Oh, now then, that has forced Thingamajig out wide. Now I'm wondering if Thingamajig stayed out wide to try and avoid contact with Phaser. I don't think there was any contact between the two of them. It was a late move, I think, by Phaser. Did decide to back out, I think, and then Thingamajig just ended up in the wall. And I think he was probably trying to avoid Phaser, who, well, I think he was backing out anyway. So a bit of confusion between the two of them. But they are still going, although they've swapped round now. So Phaser does move up into 8th, Thingamajig down into 9th, Pete in 10th, Viking in 11th, then we've got Molepiece, and then we've got DB. So back up to the top with Scott. Well, he's looking comfortable, isn't he, for the win at the minute. Although, as we've seen with some of the other guys, it only takes a slight mistake and it's race over. Enzo Jack in 2nd. Bit of breathing space between himself and Harry Poppins. I don't think Harry Poppins is in that slipstream now, so Enzo Jack can stay on the racing line as they come down towards the chase. Yeah, Harry Poppins is he's just not close enough to challenge at the minute, so it is still Scott, Jack and Harry Poppins on 1, 2, 3. Bazza still sitting in 4th. Again, another one with just the stock livery, I think. But most of them have got it, haven't they? Wayne G in 5th. Really needs to get a move on now if he wants to move up through the pack. We are on the lap 11 now. They've just crossed the start-finish line to start lap 11. And Wayne G's just not quite close enough, is he, to Bazza? Now I think you have to be within 8/10 of the car in front to use the slipstream, and the road's just not long enough, I think, for Wayne G to get that slipstream on Bazza, so he's going to have to stay in 5th at least for another lap, unless Bazza makes a mistake. We've got Frowny in 6th, Aussie Rooster still in 7th, Phaser, he's still managed to hold on to 8th. Peter in 9th, now then Thingamajig, where's he gone? Bike in 10, so Thingamajig must have had a bit of an issue. Let's go back and see if we can find it. Oh, there it was. There it was. It was as we come down towards the chase now. Is it a case of just trying to get the car slowed down? It weren't having it. Oh, it took an awful lot of curb. That inside curb unsettled the car, and unfortunately it's a kiss with barrier, and race ruined for Thingamajig. He will be cussing and cursing himself for that. Gets back on track, gonna have really dirty tyres though. Viking coming down on him fast as they head down towards turn 23 at Murray's, and you can see Viking right on top of Thingamajig already now. So Thingamajig pulls over. I think he knows he's got the dirty tyres. It's just a matter of moving out of the way, let Viking through. That's unlucky for Thingamajig. Let's catch back up to roughly where we were before. I can't remember, but I think it was here. So Scott, one more lap after this one to go, looking comfortable. Is Scott? We're just having a look, trying to see in the background actually, to see if we can see Enzo Jack coming around the corner. But Enzo Jack has got other things on his mind at the minute, and one of those things is Harry Poppins bearing down on him. Now Harry Poppins definitely in the slipstream as they come to over the hill, still going down, then come to this little kink in the road. Now Harry Poppins is trying to get the move done before they get to the braking zone at the chase, still side by side. Oh, and Harry Poppins just has to back out and let Enzo Jack back through, but Harry Poppins is still all over it. Down towards turn 23, still side by side. Enzo Jack fighting for all he is worth. Takes up a bit of grass though. That's going to give Harry Poppins a bit of encouragement as they head towards Hell's Corner. Now Harry Poppins will be looking at getting a good exit out of here so he can stay tightly tucked underneath Enzo Jack's spoiler at the back there and make his move before they get to Griffin's. So up the hill. Great shot that was, showing you the straight, mountain straight up towards turn 2, which is Griffin's. And do you know what? I don't think Harry Poppins going to do it. He's not close enough. Oh, Zenzo Jack scrapes the wall. Now surely that's going to allow Harry through. It has, so Harry Poppins now moves up into P2. A rare mistake from Enzo Jack. We'll just go back and have a look at that. We'll do the drone shot, I like to call it. I know everybody calls it chase cam, but I like to call it drone shot. And Enzo Jack, just pushing that little bit too hard to stay in front of Harry Poppins, scrape the wall, and Harry says thank you very much, I'll have a piece of that. And he moves up into P2, going into the mountains. That's exactly what Harry Poppins wanted, and we are on the final lap. So a quick run down then. So Bazza still in 4th, then Wayne G, Brownie in 6th, Aussie 7th, then we've got Phaser, Pete, Viking, Thingamajig, Molepiece in 12th, and DB down in 13th. So back up to our race leader Scott as he takes on the dipper for the final time in this first race. Around the final few turns up in the mountain into Forest Elbow, this tight left-hander, back down on the noisy pedal, down the hill, and it looks like Scott has secured his first victory of the day. Harry Poppins in 2nd and Bazza in 3rd, so that looks like the podium lineup. So unless there is a major mistake from any one of these three, then there's your podium. So we're going to stay with Scott as we go through the chase. Last couple of turns for him. Under the bridge, down towards Murray's Corner, and then he's looking at the checkered flag. So a great win for Scott, thoroughly deserved, well done to him. So Scott takes the checkered flag. Harry Poppins, he will come across the line in 2nd. You can see what it means to him, a flash of the light. He enjoyed that one. Bazza manages 3rd, so well done to him. Wayne G 4th, Brownie is 5th, Aussie Rooster is 6th, Enzo Jack, well, 7th. He put up a brave fight, didn't he, earlier on in the race. Ends up 7th. Phaser is going to come in 8th. Pete, he will cross the line in 9th. Then we've got Viking in 10th. Not a great start for him. He'll be disappointed. I know he will with 10th, but he'll be back fighting for a higher place in race 2. Thingamajig in 11th. Molepiece will finish in 12th with DB 13th. So that was race 1. While we're just waiting for these guys to finish, I will be back very, very shortly with race 2 here in Australia, in New South Wales, as we're just following DB around the final turn and across the line. So yeah, as I say, join me again very shortly for race 2.